organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
In this edition of Daily Iowan TV,
biking in a winter wonderland. Find out about this new biker challenge.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Iowa and across the nation. I'll give you a winter weather pattern in just a minute.
And in sports, the football Hawks are flying south for the winter.
All that and more next.
Daily Iowan TV is ready to go.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for being with us this Monday evening for Daily Iowan TV. I'm Christina Targos.
And I'm Brad Maxwell. Here at our studio, our weather reporter Marissa Mahalik has been tracking the wicked weather pattern across the nation. Marissa, what do you have for us?
Well, Iowa wasn't the only place to see snow this weekend. A frigid winter storm made its way across the country the past few days. Even parts of California and Nevada experienced below freezing temperature. And today, parts of Pennsylvania and New York saw freezing rain in the East Coast. This crazy weather is continuing, causing car pileups, flight cancellations, and many people stranded on the road and at home. It's still 12 days until the official start of winter, and across the country, most temperatures are 10 to 20 degrees below average. I'll let you know what we can expect to see this week in Iowa in just a bit.
We've heard the song Walking in a Winter Wonderland, but what about biking? The UI Office of Sustainability has teamed up with the Bicycle Advisory Committee to host a winter bike challenge. Earlier I spoke with organizers and riders to find out how challengers are pushing through the cold, one pedal at a time. Clouds of steam and single-digit temps aren't keeping one group of students away from the bike racks.
Embrace the cold. There's nothing you feel alive when you're out there on the road.
That's the attitude of over 200 bikers signed up for the Winter Warrior Challenge. The challenge runs December 1st through the 20th. During these 20 days, bikers log both their miles and trips to win prizes and, of course, develop healthy habits.
Bikers who will choose to bike for alternative transportation purposes will bike all the way up through like mid-November, and then when the weather gets cold, they just stop and start driving or taking the bus.
But organizers hope this challenge will fade away the bus-only notion and show that biking through the winter improves health, sustainability, and isn't as bad as you often think.
Turns out that between December and mid-January, it only snows there's only like a 30% chance of snow. So if you can get over the cold and maybe put on an extra scarf or an extra hat, you really don't have to worry about any extreme weather.
Whether December gives us rain, snow, or sunshine, organizers say it's time to throw away the keys, get on the bike, and ride away. But before braving the elements, bikers should consider two things.
One is being bright and one is being careful.
Because having all the lights, bells, and whistles keep bikers safe through the Winter Warrior Challenge.
Try to push myself to go throughout the year. It just means putting on a few more layers.
And organizers hope for many months to come. Brad Maxwell, Daily Iowan TV. Participants can also compete in a photo contest for the brightest bike, most bundled up, and before and after. Just post the photos on the UI Sustainability Twitter page or upload them to the challenge website. Much more still coming your way on Daily Iowan TV.
Find out more about digital currency.
And we'll play a game of Where in the World is Governor Branstad in your political alert.
And in sports, wrestling stumbles, basketball rebounds, and swimming all on tap in our Monday evening whip around.
But first we'll hand it off to Daily Iowan TV's Marissa Mahalik for your weather forecast. And Marissa, can we see any relief from these freezing temperatures we're getting?
Thanks, Brad. It doesn't look like we will be getting any relief from these freezing temperatures anytime soon. Tomorrow morning will be around 18 degrees and sunny. By the time afternoon rolls around, it will be in the low 20s but windy. And tomorrow evening will remain near 20 degrees. Now looking ahead to the rest of the week, Wednesday we can expect to see the low at a whopping 1 degrees with only a high of 12 degrees with a 40% chance of snow showers. So make sure you're bundled up and wearing your snow boots. Towards the end of the week, temperatures will begin to rise slightly, with temperatures lingering around 30 degrees with lows in the teens. So it looks like the snow in Iowa is going to be sticking around, so be sure to dress and plan accordingly.
We buy and sell things with different types of currency every day. Our own Daily Iowan TV reporter Stefan Duran shows us how one emerging form of currency might change how we think about money.
Christmas season coming right around the corner, many people will be pulling out the cash and credit cards to get that perfect holiday gift. But what if we were able to buy things without impacting our bank account? Well, Bitcoin is that new technology, and because it has no paper trail to your accounts, people are starting to trade by using this imaginary coin.
No, Bitcoin is different. It doesn't come out of your bank account. It comes out of your wallet full of Bitcoin, whatever that is worth, and it's worth whatever it's worth, right? Whatever people are willing to pay for it.
Using and getting Bitcoin starts when consumers decide to trust that Bitcoins will have a potential dollar value in the future. However, the disadvantages are linked to the use of Bitcoins for illegal online purchases in the past and to its ever-fluctuating value.
But Bitcoins seem to fluctuate a lot, and that's troubling for a currency.
Bitcoin is definitely not a currency that you will be able to find here. You also can't use Bitcoin at places like here. And unlike other coins, you can't make the Bitcoin magically appear. So the question is, what exactly does make the Bitcoin so important?
It's safer. It's safer, it's easier. It's easier than sending money over. It's easier than sending money overseas. It's better than credit cards because they don't have your information. A Bitcoin is a currency that you can use overseas, and people accept it more.
Stefan Duran, Daily Iowan TV.
As people continue to use Bitcoin in the future, makers hope the value will become more stable.
Now we'll toss it over to Daily Iowan TV's Reed Chandler for an update on Iowa politics. Reed?
What do Texas, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. have in common with Iowa? Hint, it's not snow. Last week, Iowa Governor Terry Branstad made a loop of trips to the two states and the U.S. Capitol, and here's what you need to know. Governor Branstad first visited Texas last Monday, where he held a fundraiser with Texas Governor Rick Perry in Houston. He said he was invited by Perry supporters and was impressed by Perry's economic policies in the Lone Star State. About 30 people attended the small fundraiser held in a Mexican restaurant, and Branstad declined to say how much was raised, but he is expected to run for re-election in Iowa in 2014. From the Southwest to the East Coast, Branstad testified Thursday in Virginia at a public hearing organized by the Environmental Protection Agency regarding ethanol. The EPA is proposing to reduce the amount of biofuels like ethanol required to be blended into gasoline in 2014 by almost 3 billion gallons. Ethanol is made from corn, and Iowa is the king of corn, being the nation's top corn producer and ethanol maker. So naturally, the governor feels the proposal would hurt his state's economy. And finally, from Virginia, the governor wanted to pay a visit to President Obama in Washington, but he was denied. The governor requested a meeting with the Obama administration on Thursday to discuss Iowa's low-income health care proposal. The Branstad administration applied for a waiver from the federal government to give the state more Medicaid money to fund the proposed Iowa Health and Wellness Plan. The health insurance program, if followed through, would cover up to 150,000 residents. The waiver has not been granted yet. So there's a tracker on the Iowa governor for you. That's a wrap tonight. Back to you.
The Hawks heading back to Florida this January bowl season to find out where Kirk's crew will be playing in the Sunshine State. Let's throw it over to Alyssa Bergamini in the Daily Iowan TV sports studio for more. Alyssa?
Thanks, Brad. Alyssa Bergamini coming to you from the Daily Iowan TV sports studio with so much on tap to get to tonight. Our Monday evening whip around crew is waiting in the wings to get you up to date on all of the news and notes making headlines in the black and gold sporting world. But we start the program where we must, with Kirk Ferentz's 8-4 Hawkeyes getting the nod to play New Year's Day football again. The University of Iowa announcing Sunday night that they will be heading to the Outback Bowl in Tampa Bay to take on the 9-3 LSU Tigers out of the SEC. Kirk Ferentz with plenty to say about his squad's recent play. But first, University of Iowa Athletics Director Gary Barta steps up to the mic.
Set the bowl aside for a moment. Just so pleased with, we had our banquet today, so proud of our seniors, what they've done to turn this thing around just since last year, and Kirk has done what he does all the time, takes a team, puts them together, finds a common purpose, and just thrilled with the way this has unfolded throughout the year.
We're thrilled to be going back to Tampa Bay and to be in the Outback Bowl. They do a fantastic job there, not only of hosting the teams, but also matching us with a marquee opponent, and playing LSU is a great challenge for us. So that's going to be something we'll turn our sights to moving tomorrow. And just echo Gary's comments, really proud of our players. They've done a wonderful job since the end of last November. Nobody dwelled on what took place last year. It was disappointing, certainly, and great job by our older guys, not only our seniors, but our juniors as well, for giving us leadership and making every step of the way enjoyable, and certainly making today a reality.
Ferentz well aware of the result the last time his Hawkeyes faced off with the Tigers. In fact, the two schools have met just once on the football field in 2005, where Warren Holloway's 56-yard touchdown grab from quarterback Drew Tate at the gun sealed a 30-25 Captain One Bowl victory for the Hawkeyes.
Maybe the most telling thing, they're the only team to my knowledge to beat Auburn this year, and Auburn's an outstanding football team. I've seen them the last 2 weekends on television. So, I know last time we played them, they had great personnel, great talent. They were very well coached, and my guess is I know they've recruited well since that time. They've got an excellent coaching staff, and it'll be a great challenge, but that'll be something for our football team to latch onto, and we'll go to work here.
The game is scheduled for noon Central Time on Wednesday, January the 1st. It will be televised by ESPN from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida. While the nearly 3-week wait for a bowl game may mean we will have to put the football season on ice for a while, a number of other Hawk sports are just heating up. To catch you up on all of the latest action, we toss it over to our Monday evening Whip Around crew with the latest. Guys?
Thanks, Alyssa. Kevin Glick kicking off the Whip Around inside the Dan Gable Wrestling Complex to recap what happened with Iowa Wrestling last week. The Tom Brands Hawks took on number 15 Edinboro, but won a little bit too close for comfort, only winning 22-19. Tony Ramos was upset by number 8 AJ Shop 3-2, but that would extend the lead for Edinboro to 13-4, but Iowa would go on to rally to win the last 5 out of 6 bouts to take the duel. Tom Brand said after the duel, they put together some wins and it created some tightness and frustration. We need to go beyond that, stay aggressive and score points, and we need to be able to deal with tough situations better. Tony Ramos and crew looked to rebound with a little bit more convincing win against Buffalo on Thursday in Carver Hawkeye Arena. Now for more on the women's basketball team, let's toss it over to Jalen Socek, standing outside the court. Jalen?
Thanks, Kevin. Right now, Lisa Luder and her squad are preparing for Thursday's night's game, where they'll be taking on number 17 Iowa State in Ames. The Hawks are currently 10-1 and are coasting a 6-game winning streak after beating out Idaho State Saturday. In that game, Iowa hit a record number of 17 three-pointers. The previous record was 14. And the Hawks are also up in the rankings from 25. They're now at 21. And now we'll toss to Taylor Axelson with an update about the Iowa swimming and diving team.
Thanks, Jalen. It is cold outside, but it is toasty in here because it is time for swimming season. And after the 3-day Hawkeye Invitational, the men ended up in 2nd place under Notre Dame, while the women ended up in 4th. Sophomore Callie Head won the platform title in the diving well, and she won with a final score of 265.6, which is a new 5-dive school record. That's it for your Monday evening whip around. Back to you guys in the studio.
Time to sign out here in the sports studio, but be back for tomorrow for more Hawkeye action. Guys, back to you two at the desk right after this.
We're bigger, we're deeper, and we're more experienced than we've ever been.
But here's White, ducks it through. Evans gets the step on the drive, score it, and a foul. Now he throws it down. Marble with the playback to Aaron White.
Only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into tomorrow's pages of the Daily Iowan.
Find out which UI professors are focusing on research.
And read about how the prison union raised money for Toys for Tots.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out at the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.